Obama and former President Jimmy Carter showing some similarities when it comes to foreign policy. Take a look and listen to this.
It's a make-believe world. A world of good guys and bad guys, where some politicians shoot first and ask questions later.
There's a broader lesson to be learned here, and Governor Romney seems to have a tendency to shoot first and aim later. And as president, one of the things I've learned is you can't do that.
So will President Obama suffer the same political fate as Jimmy Carter for how he responds to the Mideast uprising? Joining us now is presidential historian Nick Ragone. Good morning, Nick.
Good morning, Peter.
Tell us about these almost eerie similarities in terms of how Jimmy Carter responded and now President Obama. Close,
well,
not close?
Well, the sound bites are certainly interesting to put them back to back and use almost the same language verbatim. Obviously, with President Carter, the hostage situation went on for 400-plus days. We're still in the infancy of what this new round of uprisings looks like and what it means politically. But certainly, if you're Mitt Romney in the campaign, and he's already done this, he's trying to make comparisons to Jimmy Carter's foreign policy, which, as you said in your intro, is much more nuanced than, let's say, Teddy Roosevelt's big stick approach, or even John F. Kennedy and Reagan's kind of more muscular approach to the Soviets. So certainly the Romney campaign wants to draw parallels there, not just on foreign policy, but the economy too. But I think it's too soon to see how it plays out through the rest of the election.
Well, it's played out, hasn't it, Nick, in this sense? Some people say that nuanced is another word for weak. Some people say that empathy is a poor substitute for a foreign policy. What has been President Obama's foreign policy other than saying, I understand you as a Muslim people? It seems to have been rejected. The Mideast seems to be in flames, and America seems to be the butt of their hatred.
Well, yeah, the president, certainly nuanced is a loaded term. I think it's a euphemism for whether you're on the right or the left, how you look at that. Certainly the president over the last couple of years has taken a different approach than President Bush when it comes to the Middle East. He killed bin Laden. Libya initially, there was criticism of his policy, but it seemed to play out. Now this round, I think Tucker Carlson had it right in the previous segment with Jay Carney. They're looking to figure out, is this part of that video, and is that creating the uprisings, or does it have to do more with anti-American sentiment and the president's foreign policy? I think there are two perspectives on that. We're just not sure yet how it plays out with the election. There's still a ways to go, and this turmoil now, this next round is in its infancy. It's hard to say how this plays out in the next 50-plus days, but certainly the campaigns are going to be looking at it.
As our last question, Nick, have we seen this before in American foreign policy, where our embassies are being held hostage in some sense, other than Iran?
No, I mean, Iran was the most obvious situation. In the past, there has been anti-American sentiment overseas with different embassies and consulates. I think Iran being the obvious one, and this drawing parallels too. And again, I think if you're the Romney campaign, you're drawing parallels to Jimmy Carter, not just on foreign policy, but on the economy as well. And what this is doing is it's making foreign policy an issue. It hasn't been up to this point. Afghanistan wasn't even mentioned in Romney's speech. The president really hasn't talked much about it except for bin Laden. And now, for the next 50 days, the question becomes, does foreign policy become the overriding issue, the way the financial crisis did for John McCain in 2008? How does this change the dynamic of the election? It very well could take it away from the economy and more about what's happening overseas. Well, it's hard to say how the plays.
Nick, we'll be looking to you as time goes on to give us these parallels. Thanks so much, Nick.